So let's bake a normal map in Maya. This ought to be some fun. So yeah, let's bring up Maya here. So I've got my low poly. It's already unwrapped. I'm happy with it. I've got a high poly. Right there it is. Same one we baked our color ID out of. So yeah, let's do some stuff. So here you can see the high poly. All right, nice. So I'm going to go ahead and change this from modeling to rendering. Go to lighting and shading and transfer maps. And I see it's populated with some stuff from when I did my diffuse map. You know what? I'm going to hit remove and clear all and just basically start from scratch because sometimes I get confused about which model is which. So I'm just going to start all over. I'm going to come over here in my outline. I'm going to select my low poly. That is my target. I'm going to select my high poly. That is my source. Now for my low poly, I don't want to see the mesh. I only want to see the envelope, and I want to do some adjusting on this envelope and see if I can get some things to look pretty good here. Let's see. I like to generally start with like a 1 as a starting point. Perfect world, we want our envelope to cover our modeled detail from the high poly. You can see that this is not being covered, but I might be able to make that up through my advanced options down here, where instead of just doing inside the envelope, I can do the closest to the envelope, which will go on either side. I don't want to search too far. If I make my search too far, I could get some weird things. So I'm going to probably 5. I'm going to delete it when I'm done. A couple of options here, geometry normals or surface normals. Let's start with surface normals, then try geometry normals and kind of start comparing some things, see what we like. Let's see, I want to also in my connect output maps, notice I still have this turned off from my from when I did the color ID because there's no reason to connect these to my model here in Maya because I'm making my materials in Quixel. All right, so let's bring up our normal map, and I'm going to save this in doorway finals. No, not doorway finals. Doorway baked maps. Let's see. I'm going to save this as a Targa. There it is, and I'm going to save this as Maya baked normal 01 because I'm going to do some testing, and maybe it's going to work just great the first time. That would be wonderful. Probably isn't, but that would be wonderful. Let's see. I don't need to include materials. Let's look at our common output. Remember, I'm doing 2K. That's what I did with the color ID and my UV layout. Medium, I'm going to want medium eventually, but for right now, I'm going to do preview because I want to be able to bake some stuff and look at it. Let's bake that. So we'll bake that out real quick. We will bring up our Photoshop and take a look at what we've got. So let's see, doorway, baked maps. Let's drop into color ID UV layout, and there's that one. So let's get into Photoshop here. Let's go ahead and what do we have here? How does it look? Huh. Well, you know, it doesn't look too terribly bad. A couple things that kind of annoy me. This right here, this detail. Let me explain what's going on here. What's happening there? If I go back into Maya, this detail, this raised part that connects this bolt right here, why is it? Is being baked down as normal map onto this flat surface back here. I don't really want that. I can fix that here in Maya, or I can fix it in Photoshop. Kind of up to me how I want to approach that. How are other things looking? You know, all in all, this actually isn't a half bad build. I see I'm getting some faceting up here because we did not smooth those edges. So I'm getting this faceting detail right here. So I only smoothed my low poly. Maybe I want it like this. Maybe I don't. Well, if I actually wanted it like that, I would have left my low poly hardened instead of smooth like I did. So yeah, I'm not going to want that. So, I mean, I can fix this in Maya or in Photoshop. Let's do something in Maya real quick. Let's just go to Maya. Let's close this. So I've got this doorway high poly. I'm going to make a copy of it. Control D. I'm going to hide the one that I just used. And I'm also going to hide my low poly. So this doorway high poly, I'm going to change its name so that I can keep track of what's what. Doorway high poly, no handles. And what I'm going to do here, let's go ahead, go to face mode. I'm going to grab that. Maybe not, wrong button. Going to grab that and then grab that. All right, so I've got all of those selected. I'm going to delete those. There we go. Those do not exist. They are no more. Okay, that's nice. All right. So let's bake this again. Let's see. There's my low poly. Let's unhide it. Go back to lighting and shading, transfer maps. Doorway. I get confused. I'm just going to clear it. Okay, so my source and my target are both cleared. My target is going to be my low poly. Add selected. Bring up my envelope. Yeah, it looks pretty good. My target is, or my source is going to be my high poly right there. Everything else should be just fine the way it was. 2048, still previewed. Okay, yeah, let's bake this. Oops, and I just overwrote that other file. Darn it. That's fine, I'm testing anyway. So in Photoshop, let's see, I'm going to leave this one that's open here in Photoshop and go ahead and reopen this in a new tab right up there. Oh, I can't. Let's update it then. Okay, so there we go. So a couple things to notice. Notice that artifacting is gone. That's nice. Getting some odd behavior up over here. Once again, I can easily fix this. That's not going to be the end of the world to fix it. That's going to be fairly straightforward to fix it in Photoshop without a problem. I kind of would have liked it to just not even do that. And this issue is being caused by my envelope size. That's really what's causing it. So two approaches that I can do. I can bake this again and just not include the rest of this, or I can fix this in Photoshop. So I'm going to kind of show both solutions here. I'm going to leave this up here for right now. Let's go back into Maya and let's close our transfer maps option. So this one has the no handles. That's cool. I'm going to hide some stuff and hide that. So let's bring our high poly back. So here's our high poly. Let's duplicate that and let's hide our original. And this new one is going to be, I'm going to rename this one. And it is going to be, what do I want it to be? Kind of trying to think here. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't want that. I'm going to delete that high poly. I'm going to duplicate my low poly. That's what I wanted to duplicate. I'm going to do a Control D, duplicate this, and then I'm going to hide my original low poly. And then I'm going to rename this one to be doorway only handles. Actually, let's rename it to be handles. That'll be easier. There we go. Oh, I misspelled it. Who cares? And what I want to do on this, I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to face mode. Just double click that, and I got all those faces selected. Delete it. I've only got my handles now. That's kind of nice. And if I go to, let's bring our high poly back. Where are you, high poly? That's you, right? Let's bring you back. Okay. Now let's go rendering, lighting and shading, transfer maps. Once again, I'm going to clear my sources and my targets just so I don't get confused. So my target is going to be this handles. I wish I'd spelled that correctly. There we go. So my target is going to be the handles. Add selected. Still one. Let's go ahead and look at the envelope. My source is going to be the high poly right there. Let's add that. Everything else should be the same. I want to change my file name. I'm going to change this to be 02. And let's zoom in here a little bit. And what I want to do is I'm looking at my envelope that's going around here. You know, that envelope looks pretty nice, actually. I don't want, let me increase my envelope size. See, I don't want all this overlapping of my envelope. So I like that. I feel pretty good about that envelope there. Let's bake that. So let's do, because all my other settings are just fine the way they are. So I'm going to bake that one out really quick. Let's go into Photoshop and let's see what that looks like. So I will open that baked 2 up over here. Aha, there we go. And you can see what that did. Gave us these nice normal information, and we got all of this faceting. Well, once again, if I wanted that faceting, I probably would have left the edges hardened. So in this situation, doing this baking and then transferring that over to this to replace that kind of stuff, not really going to benefit me at all. So what I want to do instead is I want to go ahead and just edit this map right here. So let's do that. Let's close that normal 2 right there. And let's bring in our UV layout just to make sure that I don't mess anything up here. So I'll copy that. Oops. Double click my background. Make that a unlocked layer like so. And then I will bring my UV layout out here. And it lined up horrendously. Let me zoom back out so that I'm back to my starting there. Okay, let's bring my UV layout out here. Boom. It should line up a whole lot better than it is. So I'll just load it up into another image. Control A, Control C, come over here. Let's create a new layer really quick. Although I find a lot of times this approach misaligns things. Oh, it looks like it did pretty good actually this time. Probably because I didn't have much buffer space on the edges, but yeah, it all looks like it's pretty well aligned. Aligned well enough for what I want, what I need. So I'm going to go down here to layer, that layer. I'm going to create a new layer between. Let's zoom in here. Blink, blink. Oh yeah, you can see the misalignment here. Looks a little bit off. That's okay. It's gonna be fine for what I'm wanting to do here. I'm just doing some real quick fixing anyway. Although up here it looks pretty aligned. All right, quick fixing. Back on target. So let's change our foreground color to that color. Nice. And I'm going to select this area right here. So I'm just going to go with where is it? Hold down left. Let's go with a polygon selection. Zoom in a little bit more. Come over here. And I'm going to start there. Do a Shift F5. And I'm going to fill this with my foreground color. Boom. There we go. Looks nice. All right, let's move up here. Control D to deselect. I'm going to start way up here. Zoom. I do find the audio effects help, by the way. Let's go up here. I'm going to just kind of shoot right along the edge here. Tight fit. Maybe I packed things in a little bit too tight. Shift F5. I'm going to fill that. Okay, Control D to deselect that. I'm liking that so far. Zoom out some. Let's go over here. Fix this area up there. Zoom in. Should be a pretty easy fix up here. So let's see. Let's start here. Sure. Go up to there. Zoom. Zoom. Do a Shift F5. Fill with that color again. Okay, so I fixed the problems with my baked normal. And I don't have any weird faceting or I don't have any artifacting going on there, do I? Nope, don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, all in all, I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the template layer I was using. I'm going to save this, the Photoshop version with my layers. So I'll do a file save as Maya baked normal tweaked Photoshop. There we go. And then I'm going to save this file. Save as a Targa. And I'm going to capitalize the tweet. There you go. So that I can easily differentiate those. 24 bits is fine. Okay. All right. So we should be ready to go. So let's see how all of this comes together inside Quixel, inside Endu specifically. So I'll bring up Endu, launch my project creator. My mesh is going to be my doorway, which we worked on that OBJ a little while ago. My baked normal is going to be the baked normal I just tweaked. In my baked maps, it is Maya baked normal tweaked. I'll open that one. Let's see, I'm going 2048. It picked that up. Where do I want to save this? I want to save this in OneDrive. I want to save this in my Endu folder right there. Okay. And let's go. Boom. So let's let it create my project here. Go ahead and see how we're looking in 3Do as a starting point. Make sure I've got things lined up the way that I like. All right, looking pretty good. Still nice and smooth over there. That looks really nice. I've got nice insetting over there. Of course, you zoom way in. And once again, you lose this. Yeah, this is normal maps. You're supposed to. That's the way they work. Got a neat little panel right down there. Okay, don't have my light, but I'll pull that out of my what am I going to pull that out of? Out of my color ID. Some artifacting going on here. Actually, that's not artifacting. That is a place where those were supposed to be inset. Did not inset. So, we can play around with that inside Endu. Maybe fix that. To show you what it is I'm talking about here. Coming back here, let's... Oh, and this is still the preview. I've got to bake a proper normal map. I don't want to use this preview one. But basically what I was talking about, let's unhide this. Go to my doorway high poly. I'm talking about these insets right here. And we're getting that edge detail because of the way the polys are. So I think that's something. Basically what I would need to do is I'd need to scale it in here if I want to bake it out to look better. I'm just going to actually do some of that work in Endu directly and get that to lay out the way that I would like in there. Okay, yeah, so all in all, it's looking not bad. That's kind of bugging me a little bit, but once again, I'm going to fix that in Endu. Not a problem there. Looks like I have better definition on that side than I do on this side. Let's shift right click. Oh no, that looks fine as we move it all around. Oh, this is going to be fun. I got so much cool normal bumping stuff I can do to this. It's going to be great. Screws everywhere, bolts and panels, and yeah, going to be fun. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much set up. I'm going to go ahead and close Endu. So much for this being a quick video. And I want to go back to my baked maps here. So my Maya baked normal 02, I'm not using that if you remember. So I'm going to delete that one. My Maya baked normal 01, I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to leave this one, and you're going to see why here in just a minute. This Maya baked normal tweaked, I'm going to delete that. So as I'm working on stuff and testing things, I'm getting rid of the ones that I don't need once I realize I don't need them. So all my baked normals, I just chucked them. I'm going to go to doorway, go to Endu, And I'm going to clean out this whole folder right here and just delete that because I'm going to make a new project. All right, so let's go back into Maya really quick. And let's bring our doorway low poly back. Right there it is. And let's rebake this. So I'm in rendering, lighting, shading, transfer maps. I'm going to clear out all of this stuff. Okay, they're all cleared. So my doorway low is my target mesh. My high poly is my source mesh right there. And because we've since decided that I'm just going to fix that inside Photoshop, that worked just fine. All these settings should be great. I want to change one instead of preview. I'm going to go ahead and go to not high. I actually do have a life besides this. I'm going to go to medium. And let's go ahead and bake this. Okay, well, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought it might. So I'm going to go back into Photoshop here, and let's start Photoshop off by going into my baked maps. Let's load this one here, that PSD, that at the time might have fallen into the category of, so why are we saving the PSD? We've got this Maya baked normal 02. I meant to call that a different name in Maya, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. Maya baked normal. I'm going to load that one. Let's see, can we just load it into here? It's so strange that it doesn't want to center these correctly. Boom, there we go. So I'll just load it there. And let's go ahead and rasterize that. You can see that weird symbol right there. So I'm just going to right click on this and do a rasterize layer. There we go. Let's bring this down here. Okay, so let's put it right here. So here's the advantage of why I kept this Photoshop file. All right, so this one here is the one that I just baked out of Maya. This is my medium quality. It's a whole lot cleaner, or at least, well, maybe not a whole lot, but it is cleaner. This is the one that I'm going to be ready to use, but notice in doing that, I ended up with those artifacts again. No problem. This right here, this layer, I'm just going to move it up above there because that layer is where I had fixed those. I see a little bit got left behind, so let's zoom up here. And also these got introduced. No big deal. I'm going to fix those really quick too. So let's turn on our UV template again. Zoom in some more. And we'll go ahead and get these fixed. I mean, these right here are so minor, it's almost like, do I really need to worry about it? But I would rather take a few minutes now to fix something that may not be a problem than to find out it is a problem later on. Okay, Control D on that. And let's come down here. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, I bet I have to go over a little bit further. Yeah, they're right up here. And let's fix these guys. So I'm going to do let's zoom in a little bit so I can see them a little better. Like so. I'm going to do let's see. Let me stop that. Let me turn off this. See, because I've got this edging, and I want to make sure that I'm not losing that edging detail. Zooming in a little bit more might help me. There we go. Looks good. Shift F5, fix that. Control D. And go down, let's fix this one down here. And realistically, I guess I could probably leave these because they are covered by an actual mesh, so you wouldn't actually see the normal map, but I don't want to. Because, yeah, that's just how I'm feeling today. And connect right there. Okay, and Control D, let's zoom out. Okay, so there is my new normal map. What's this? Do I have transparencies along the edge of this? What's going on? I do. Oh no. See those transparencies along the edge? What that tells me is that this is not really lined up correctly. Oh no, I might have made a mistake. Let's do this. Where's my baked normal? Maya baked normal. Let's pull that up into here. There we go. Control A, Control C. Bring that over here. Maya baked normal. I'm going to delete that one. Yes, chuck that layer. There's everything that I've been fixing. Looks nice. I'm going to do a new layer. Control V. Okay. Looks okay. I don't think I've destroyed anything accidentally. I got a little bit extra that I missed right there because I couldn't see it at the time. And I mean, I know this seems, really silly to spend all this time doing this, but a little bit of time now so that I can get this to look the way that I want is going to be a whole lot better spent than trying to fix something later on when it is not at all looking the way that I want. I have a whole bunch of other stuff on there. Okay, so I got rid of that part. So I was working in there. Anything else? Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me check up here. Zoom out. That looks clean. That was that corner. And yeah, I mean, those should line up just fine because they're lined up with the original down there. Oh, what's that? Let's fix that guy. Actually, let's fix that guy with a paintbrush instead. There we go. I'll just paint him. Haha, I painted you. Yeah, you're painted. Okay. Yeah, that was stupid. Could call it a happy painting. No, I'm not going to do that. I do believe we are good to go here. Yeah, I think we're okay. So let's zoom back out. And that's odd looking right there. All right, so let's save our PST file, Control Save. Then let's go a File, Save As, save our Targa. Where's my Targa? Right here, TGA, Targa. And once again, I'm going to capitalize these just so it stands out a little bit easier. 24-bit, yes. And there we go. There we go. Let's what? Let's close that. Let's close that. And go to undo. Let's launch this. My mesh is in my doorway. My finals, my OBJ. My baked normal is in my baked maps. And it is the Maya baked normal tweet, the one that I just named. And I'm going to save this in my doorway undo folder. Okay. Create new project. And let's see what we got this time. And we should be ready to start doing our undo work. Now, I realize this took like 30 minutes. Oh, I don't want to spend the 30 minutes. I just want to do this all quickly. Well, you're probably going to end up not overly happy with your final product. Just take the time. It's worth the time. Still bothered by that light shining through in some places. Haven't quite figured out where that's coming through. But I don't think that's going to have any impact on my final texture set. I might prove to be completely, utterly, entirely wrong, but I hope not. Okay, yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to start jumping into undo and making some nice normal detail to go along with this. Nice crisp buttons, they look good. Those buttons could probably be bigger on there, but they're not. Okay. All right, so yeah, we are ready to go into undo and normal map this thing. So any questions on getting our mesh ready, just let me know.